There's 2 and 3.
Okay. My name's Nicholas Applen. According to an article by Sarah Fisher, before Obamacare passed in 2010, almost half of the people who went to the emergency room went there because they had nowhere else to go. They had no doctor. Medicare for All would change this. It would allow people to have regular checkups, get medication they need, as well as eyeglasses and hearing aids if needed. Me and my sister have Medicaid because we cannot afford health insurance. Because I have epilepsy, if I couldn't go to the doctor and get medication, my quality of life would be low and I could possibly die. I've read a lot about Medicare for All and alternatives such as a public option. I believe that Medicare for All would not only save money in the long run, but it is needed for every American. Healthcare should be a right and not a privilege. There's a problem in the United States regarding health insurance and how you can be in trouble if you cannot afford it. According to Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders' website, more than 30 million Americans don't have health insurance, and even more are underinsured, which means they do have health insurance, but it doesn't cover what the person needs, so the cost goes to them anyway. Because of this, the number one reason that people in the United States file for bankruptcy is because of medical bills. Medicine is one of the most important things that humans have ever discovered. It allows us to treat people who could die if not for intervention. The fact that we still see this as a privilege in the richest country in the history of the world is just mind-boggling to me. The problem is not personal to me. One of the reasons I fight for Medicare for All is the pharmaceutical problems that Americans face alone. No other developed nation on earth has this bad of a problem with affording medication than in the US. Without my Medicaid, the medication I take for epilepsy would be about $2,000 a month. This is not a luxury or a want. This is a necessity that I need to live. I would end up in a hospital without these medications. With Medicare for All, prescription drug prices would be capped at $200 a year. That's 10 times what my medication costs a month. Now, what can we do to fix these problems? The US government needs to pass multiple bills. These would be the most expensive bills ever passed in the United States, by far. FDR's New Deal, which included Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid, cost about $800 billion, considering inflation. It's difficult to find an exact number, but it's estimated that Medicare for All will cost about $25 trillion spread out over 10 years, which is about $2.5 trillion a year. Medicare for All will in the long run save the United States money though. According to The Hill, Medicare for All will save at least $2 trillion over 10 years in health administration. Dealing with different insurance companies costs roughly $812 billion a year for the hospitals. And Medicare for All would cut 75% of that because private health insurance would be unnecessary. Every person in America will receive health insurance that covers everything from hospital visits to surgeries. With everyone insured and not worrying about medical bills, the United States will also become healthier, which will lower the cost. No need to worry about the cost of a yearly checkup or dental x-ray. This will also bring the cost of healthcare in the United States down because less people will have unnecessarily bad medical problems just because they had to wait until the problem got so bad they had to go to the emergency room. Just think of how better our health care service system could be. Private insurance works by paying them when you're healthy, and then when you get sick, they pay you the least amount they possibly can. I believe this is immoral and should be history, just like other things we look back on, such as child labor. If America is able to pass Medicare for all, you won't have to worry about not being able to afford your child's medicine or not wanting to go to the doctor because you're worried just about a bill. People my age might not worry about something like this because you can be under your parents' health insurance until you are 26. But what if you're like me and have that suddenly go away? I was lucky that I was protected by Medicaid, but some other people might not be so lucky. This is not just an issue for one person. There are millions of Americans who cannot afford their medication. They need to live. We need to speak up and say we need Medicare for all, and we need it now. This is important for all of us. Before I end this, I want to reiterate how important this is personally to me. I remember when I turned 18 years old, I was really excited to vote, and this was the reason why. Why do Americans pay so much for medication that costs so little to make? And why is it so inexpensive in so many other countries? People are dying because of this issue. If we can come together, this can happen. Thank you.